Hi there! Welcome back to the Rare Book Views channel, where I'm hoping to share with you my love of books and book collecting. Hopefully I'll get to show you some rare books and hear your thoughts on books and share all the things about books. If you're interested in those things, please subscribe and do me a favor. I really enjoyed getting to do this. A friend of mine who is more of a YouTuber than a book person told me when I started telling her about all my book buying adventures that this would be something fun to do, and she's right. It's been really interesting to hear from people, and it gives me a chance to spend time concentrating on my love of books. Today I am off on a book hunt, so I'm going to a used bookstore. This is a library charity bookshop, and I've been there many times. I love it. It's a little bit of a drive, so I don't get to go as often as I would like. They are very organized and yet not. Everything is in alphabetical order, but there are many different sections, and some of them are repetitive. So I think you're really at the mercy of the volunteers where they put things, but it's really fun to really get into the shelves and try to find things. The last time I was there, they had a ton of books that they were waiting to price and get on the shelves. So it was a little hard to get around. It was very crowded. So it'll be interesting to see what's there. I have a list right now, and we've just had the holidays, so I have to refresh the gift shelf of things that are on standby for people's birthdays and Christmas. I have a list of fiction that I just want to read, and I would be happy to find a economic option to purchase a copy. And then the rare books that I collect, I mostly concentrate on children's books that I loved as a kid. I like finding a special edition, but I also really enjoy classics, so sometimes I'll pick up a copy, a special copy, a rare book, or an early edition to have as a reader copy. And I am pretty frugal, so I'm always looking for a bargain. So let's see what we can find. Okay, that was a great trip. They had a ton of books on hand. I was wondering, because this time of year, sometimes you go to a store and it's as if the locusts have been there, but they had a ton of books. It was way easier to move around. They are in the process of expanding into some more territory it's sort of in a strip mall, and they're acquiring the next space down. So I think that they've spread the books out, which makes it much easier to get around. It's less crowded, and I had a ton of luck. I found so many great books. I did find some things to put on the present shelf, and after the holidays, a couple people mentioned to me I thought you would show us all these books that you don't show us because they're for presents, so I can't show them to you. That I should have shown them after the holidays, and it didn't occur to me, so I will try to do that from now on. I did find one gift that does not need to be a secret because I will give this to someone right away. I have a friend who just semi-retired. He's working part-time, and we're both runners. We talk about running a lot. And he is a reader. He reads about running, and he is wanting to branch out, and he said he enjoys biographies. And I've been actually looking for this specific book, and I found it. This is basically a brand new copy. This book, The Endurance, is was released at the same time as an amazing documentary about the photographs recovered by the official photographer of this expedition for the Endurance. And the documentary is just amazing. It's fascinating, and the book is really great. It's got these cool pictures that are, when you think about what these pictures have been through and the photographer who took them, they're just beautiful, and the history is amazing. The story is amazing. I don't want to give it away. This book, like I said, this is basically in brand new condition, and it was $3. So I am going to pass that on to my friend, and then I'll ask him what he thinks of it, and then hopefully I'll get enough information about what he likes to read that I'll be able to keep buying him books for the holidays or his birthday or for no reason at all. I'll have to encourage him reading. I found this book. This has been on my list. This is a biography of Edward Gorey, the illustrator. The title is so intriguing. Born to be Posthumous. The Eccentric Life and Mysterious Genius of Edward Gorey. I saw a review of this, and I love Edward Gorey, and I saw a review ages ago. It's been on my list. They don't have this at my library, so I need an actual copy. This copy has had quite the life. This faded price tag on the back is from Powell's Bookstore, the largest independent bookstore in the world, a city block, multiple floors, one of my favorite bookstores. And that it came from there, I think is so cool. This is full price, a $35 book, which is crazy expensive for a book. And like I said, they don't have it in my library. And here it was $4, and I'm very excited to read it. I love Edward Gorey. I just think, what a weirdo in such a good way. He illustrated books that I loved as a kid, books that I collect now. And I have an example. This is The House with the Clock in Its Walls, and you can see the illustrations. These are such memories of my youth. I remember these so distinctly, and reading this book under the covers with a flashlight. Now that it's a movie, this is very collectible, and the John Bellairs books are harder to get. But I did a video tour of my collection, and I'll put a link to that in the notes if you want to check it out. There were multiple illustrators. Edward Gorey is amazing. So is Mercer Mayer, who's one of the other ones of these books. But Edward Gorey, super cool, and I would love to know more about his life. So I've been looking, this has been on my list for, I don't know, maybe years. So I feel like, what a gigantic score. Okay. I think I've talked about Alfred Hitchcok and the Three Investigators several times. These are the paperbacks. There is a website about collecting these books. These were probably, I think these came out 70s, 80s, so this is my generation of people collecting things from their youth, and they are very collectible. People want all of them. I want to say there were 43 in the series. I think that's right. And these books, these are the paperbacks. On the spine here, there's a couple different versions. This one has a keyhole, this is called, and later, I think, they changed this to a silhouette of Alfred Hitchcock. He did not read these books, but he sort of endorsed them, and they are interesting to me. The hardcovers have a fraught history. The hardcovers often in bad condition. There was something about the way they were physically made that they just did not hold up, so they're often hard to get. Not a lot of survivors. So these are later in the series. Like I said, I think they went to 43, and this is 32, 33, 34, 36, 38, 39, and 40, which is the puzzle. I don't keep these because I didn't read these when I was a kid, but I do sell them on eBay because I would love to find a home for them where someone will really treasure them. And makes it hard because they're not sequential. There's a couple gaps. Number 40, this is the last one that I was able to find. Number 40 sells for 40, 20, 80. by itself. So I'm not really sure how to list them. That'll be an interesting puzzle to figure out. I paid about $1 per, which is a huge bargain. And the proceeds from that will fuel my collecting of all of these other things. It's cyclical. This is really cool. It's a vintage copy of Aesop's Fables. I can't find any information about this particular edition. This is by Platt and Monk is the publisher. They published a lot of very cool editions of children's books. Turn of the century. The copyright page on this guy says 1913, but there's an inscription that says 1924, so I think it probably is 1910s, 1920s, which is amazing. It's in beautiful condition for that age. Aesop's Fables is one of those things that some people really love to have or gift. I did not read these as a kid, but I actually have multiple copies of this book. Long story. The illustrations in this edition are really pretty. There's several that are color full page, and it is a survivor. It's really amazing. The binding is in nice condition, nice and tight, and there's no damage that I see except for there's an inscription, but it's actually kind of sweet. So this was $3. I have no idea what this is worth because I can't find another one that has sold or is listed, but it's really pretty. So I will probably list it maybe for $10 to $15. eBay will take a good chunk of that in fees, and then the rest of it will fuel my further adventures. I got a couple Franklin Library full leather editions. Franklin Library was a subscription bookseller, and they made a range of different formats. This is one of the higher end ones. This is full leather. Some of them, they only come quarter leather, so that on the shelf they look like they're leather, but they're only leather here. This is nice. It's rounded leather. Some of them are faux leather. Some of them look very squared off on the spine. This is a really nice one. This is the Grapes of Wrath, and this also has, these are really fun. If you're looking for a nice reader edition of a classic, Franklin Library is a good way to go. Silk end papers, gilt on the spine, ribbon bookmark. So I think a really nice gift edition. I have a few of these for books that I wanted a nice copy to read a classic. This is not one that I'm looking for. This was $15 and it sells for anywhere, has sold on eBay. It looks like copies have sold from maybe 25 to 45 if you're lucky. So I'm just gonna gamble and hope I get lucky is the idea. This is great. This is also a Franklin Library, same full leather, Gone with the Wind. This, first of all, weighs a ton. This is significant. And this is the harder one to find because there are Franklin Library collectors and there are Gone with the Wind collectors. This is a nice copy if you're interested in Gone with the Wind. And I want to just check real fast. It does have some nice illustrations. Not bad. This was $15 and it sells anywhere from maybe 50 to 100. So this should really help with my buying habit. And the last thing I found is very cool. Tropic of Cancer. This is a hardcover and the spine has had a few bad days, but it is a nice edition. The copyright page says third printing. So I believe this is Grove Press. I'm not familiar with them or their publishing points, but I think this is the first edition third printing. So the state it was in when it was the original edition, they printed it around, they ran out, they printed it again, they ran out, they printed it again, third printing. It says that on the copyright page, which is really helpful because sometimes they don't say it. You have to deduce it from different clues in the book, but this one is a third. And it looks like it sells between maybe 15 and 30, and I paid $5. So I should make a couple dollars off that to fund the habit, which is really great. And I'll find it a new home where someone will appreciate having a third printing. Because I spent so much money, I got another 10% off. So all of the prices that I'm telling you actually minus 10%, which is really great. And that's always my goal when I go to this store that, oh, if I can spend more than $50, then I get a discount. So it's really cheaper if I buy more books. Fuels the habit. So this was a great trip. I feel so good about it. I got some things to gift. I got a couple things to read. And I got some things that will help me afford to keep going on hunting adventures. and I'm really excited to tell you about it because it's so much fun. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you like these videos, the shopping videos, or if you like the tours of the collection. And if you're enjoying these, please subscribe and do me a favor. Have a great day and happy reading.